Hi, this is Marty Kennedy, founder of the Kennedy RX, meaning if you do what I prescribe, you have the better chance of making all state, all region, maximizing all of your playing goals. My students have found that out over my last 25 years of teaching in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. My students many times have been in the top 5 of the all-state band. I have so many first-chair bass trombone players, hard to count. So I thought I would just introduce these etudes to you. It's too early for you to get a play along. But for those of you who were not at TMEA to see these presented, I thought it would be good to have a play-by-play, so that you can get started with smart practice and not just diving in trying to play them as fast as possible, which I highly don't recommend. What we're going to work on right now on this video is etude number 43 on page 24 of the Blazevich Fink book. The first thing I would tell my students is I would ask them, what key signature is this in? And they would look at me, some of them with blank stares, some of them going, B flat? No, that's the flat that's in the key signature. Take a look at the last 5 measures of this piece. It starts on high F and it goes down 2 octaves. So that should tell you that's an F major scale descending. That's the key signature of this piece. So now's the time to really learn your F major scale. And not only just your F major scale, but your F major scale in scale patterns like this, so that you would start on concert F and play. Also, then follow that up with starting on G. And so on. Get really comfortable playing in tune on those scales, no matter what note you're starting on. That may show up in this etude, along with several different arpeggios that you want to be familiar with. An arpeggio is a 3-note broken chord. So if you take a look at the last 3 measures in the second line, so I'm going to show you a B flat major arpeggio or the B flat major chord, but we can only play 1 note at a time. B flat major arpeggio. So when you take a look at, say, the line 4 and identify all of those 3-note arpeggios, you'll play better in tune with yourself. So, talk to Google, talk to your private lesson teacher. Say, what happens if I have 3 notes that are G, B flat, and B, or D, F sharp, and A? What key signature am I playing in? What scale should I know to play those more in tune? So since this piece is so technical, I think the best place to start is with scales. Next thing we look at is that this is in 2/4 time. So in music math, if you have it's in 2/8 time. 2/8 time. And you count this with 2/8 notes per measure, thus the 2/8. So you could think of this as 1/4 notes beat per measure. Or you could count this E and a 1, da 1, 1, da 1, 1, da 1 E and a 2 E and a. Okay? The way that I suggest you take a look counting this is to group each of the measures in 4. So your first 3 16th notes are going to be played and counted E and a 1, da 2, 3, da 4, 1, da 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, 1, da 2, 3, da 4, 1, da 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. It doesn't do anything to the rhythm, except that now you're just counting quarter notes, which many of you will find much easier than trying to define how you count a 2/8 measure. So that would be what I would recommend to my students. And it also, because it's in 4/4 time, or you're counting it in 4, it will have more forward motion because each one of the measures is going to flow nicely with the accent style, which is why I thought about this when I looked at it first. So we have
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So see how that works? And it's just a nice, easy flow. That was quarter note at 60. Some of you, that tempo is going to be too fast, and that is okay. It's all right to practice slow. In fact, anybody who says they never practice a piece slowly is a person who's going to just be making mistakes. Okay? And as many times as I've judged in the region rooms in the DFW Metroplex area, I've heard those mistakes. So you're busy. You don't have time to practice mistakes. So practice slowly. And you can think about whether or not you're going to count this in 2/8 notes per measure, or if you're going to count this as 1/4 note strung into a group of 4 measures. Something to discuss with your private lesson teachers or your band directors. It is not going to affect the performance of the piece. In fact, it might even make your learning of it easier. All right, the next thing I want to talk to you about is articulation. This is written veloce. It looks a little bit like the word velocity, so it's going to move fast. So your single tongue clarity at a fast tempo is very, very important. If you cannot tongue cleanly at quarter note at 92, then you have to practice more slowly and play what I call the metronome game. So say you're working on your quarter note tonguing on a concert F. Sounds pretty good. See if I can get more air follow through. That was better. Just so you know, I'm thinking a hard da syllable, da, da, da. I found that the D syllable seems to work better and is cleaner for my students. Many of you are using ta. That's okay. Maybe experiment with the hard D syllable that you will find in the word dad. Da, 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 da. My students, at one point, you were like 6, 7 months old and your dad was holding you in his arms and he was like saying, say da, da, and you did. Okay, so you've known that syllable for a very long time. You just haven't thought about it. You can practice it on air. Okay, and then comes what I call the Morse code tonguing, which is you play the articulation at the tempo you can play it, and with the rhythm on one note. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what I call Morse code tonguing. I find it's very helpful. And then when you go to move your slide, it needs to sound like you're just playing one note with a good airstream. If it doesn't sound as clean and even when you're moving the slide, it means that one of two things are happening. Either one, your tongue placement got totally messed up with the slide. So I call that slide tongue coordination. It's not there. Or your air is helping you tongue. No band director ever has said, hey, let's practice our quarter note breathing. So we don't want to play with air pulses when we're playing fast 16th note passages. All right, next thing. Do I have anything else? All right. you need to make sure you count your ties very, very carefully. And I think that by counting in 4, you line up on downbeats on those that are going to make it easier for you because of the way the weighted beats are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So you're going to get something like this. Starting at the mezzo forte, B flat, 5th line in the second 5th measure of the second line. So we have 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4, to 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 E and a 3, E and a 1, E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. Okay? Maybe that's clear as mud. If it is very confusing to you, please feel free to reach out to me at my email address, marteach66@gmail.com. My first name, Marty, marteach66@gmail.com. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. There again, I'm not going to give you a playthrough today. I think I've played enough. So that's just some practice strategies for you as you tackle Etude 43. I hope that you enjoy playing this piece and that you play it often. Have a great day.